A very good morning to you all students. I welcome you back in the part second of the geography chapter number 1, that is resource. So without any delay, let's continue with part 2. Before starting, let's get a quick revision of the part 1. In part 1 we have studied that what is the definition of the resource, how the resource gets its value, what are the various types of natural resources on the basis of development like actual potential and on the basis of their origin, biotic and abiotic. And now let's begin with part second. Here comes the on the basis of stock, how the resource has been classified. Renewable resource on the left of your screen and on the right non-renewable resource. So by the term, by the word, you can easily say that what is renewable resources all about. These resources can get renewed or replenished very quickly without any delay, and they are not affected, or they does not involve, or there is no involvement of human activities or human in getting these resources renewed. And what are the non-renewable resources? These are the resources which have limited stock. They can be used in future, but they have very limited quantity available, and we know that they will be exhausted or they will be finished in the near future. Example of renewable resources or renewable energy are solar energy, water energy. And what are the example of non-renewable energy or non-renewable resource? Fossil fuel, coal, natural gas, nuclear power, etc. Also, on the basis of distribution, resources can be classified into two parts: ubiquitous resources, that are they can be found or they are available at every place, whether you stay in India, whether you stay in America, you can find air, light, water, etc. everywhere. And what are localized resource? These are those resources which are found in a particular part of the earth. For example, copper, iron you will find in a particular land, a particular place. Thermal power plant you won't find at every place of the earth. You will find where the coal is available in good quantity. Okay, so ubiquitous means resources which can be found anywhere. Localized resources which are found at a very particular place. Okay, now here comes the human resource. People are termed as a human resource. People can make the best use of natural to create best use of nature to create more resources, because humans are the only person which can think, and they have knowledge, skills and technology, which, and with the help of them, they can human can turn anything into resources. And we can also say that human beings are the very special resource because they know how to create more resources. Education and health. You'll If any person have good education and good health, then it will help in making people a very more or very good valuable resources. Okay, what are human made resources? These are the resources which are created by human with the help of materials available in the natural environment. So for example, ladders. Here on the left corner you can see the ladder. Ladder is created by human, but with the help of wood. Wood is made available from the trees. Trees are the part of natural environment. As well as you can see that on the middle, paper or the register in which you write, register are created by human with, with the help of paper. And paper we get from the trees, and trees are the part of natural environment. Simple. What are the more human made resources? Road, cars, bridges, buildings. These are being created by the humans. And now one more thing which I want to study, that make you study, that the rate at which resources are produced is known as productivity. Means What is productivity? The rate or the speed at which resources are being produced. This is known as productivity. And on what it is depend? And it depends on the rate of changing resources or the rate at which the resources are produced. It depends on what level of technology we are using. If you are using only human to make a road or a bridge, then it will take more time, so the productivity will be less. If you are using the latest technology, machines, etc., then the productivity will definitely increase. Also, the production depends on the law and order situation of that area, the political situation, what is the political involvement there. Okay, now we know that there are natural resource, renewable resource, non-renewable resource, and many kinds. But we must take a very good care for all the resources, whether they are natural or whether they are non-renewable, whether they are natural or whether they are non-renewable. Basically, the non-renewable resources get exhausted with the use, so we must take a very good care, a very proper care while using any kind of resources, so that our future generation can also utilize the resources. Although renewable resources can get renewed, but it takes time to get them replaced with the new one. So it is not like that you can use renewable resources in more quantity. You have to use the renewable resources in a very proper manner. So conserving resources means protecting them from getting polluted or getting them over, so that they can be used in future time. Now, the conservation would definitely help us, or it would definitely help our resource in such a good way that the present needs can be met without destroying the ability of future generation. Means that with the help of conservation, we can use the resource in the present time also, and our future generation can also make the utilization of that resource without getting it over. Now, what is sustainable development? Preventing wastage or minimizing the wastage and excess consumption of resources, means overconsumption must be avoided. Preventing pollution, preserving the biological diversity or preserving the natural environment of the earth. And we can recycle the reusable resource, means like the paper can be recycled or the plastics waste can be recycled. And we must focus on alternatives of the resource. For example, if if, if 10% are going to office in 10 different vehicles, they can pool, or they can pool their vehicle, like one day 5 will go on one vehicle and 5% will go on other vehicle. So in day one, rather than going with 10 different cars, they can go in 2 different cars. So basically the emission or the pollution is being prevented. Okay, with this, here comes the end of this chapter. I hope you have understood the video. Listen to this video audio carefully and read the chapter again and again, so that you can understand the chapter in a easy manner. Thank you.